Hey guys, what's up? It's Madi D, your chameleon vocalist, teaching you to sing in all styles and sharing only the most current standard information with you about the music industry from my personal experiences. So, let's get into it. And hey, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to this video for all of my new content coming out so you don't miss anything. So today I want to talk about a really important topic in the industry. I want to discuss with you guys producers and singers or artists and the relationship that happens. So I have come up with sort of a fun acronym for you guys to memorize, and hopefully this helps you because, not only in school and growing up, but also in the professional environment and just the working environment in general, studio etiquette is something that goes a long way. So really quickly, the fun acronym I have for you guys is COSE. And COSE is, my brother's name is Joseph, right? And whenever he would do something rash or like get us in trouble, my mom would be like, Joseph! So that's the way that we're gonna memorize this acronym, okay? So bear with me. So the C is for compassionate. Make sure that you're a compassionate producer and that you're noticing what's going on with your artist and that you're caring about that. That's very, very important, okay? The second tip is make sure you're being hypersensitive. Be hypersensitive to their needs and don't be afraid to accommodate them. It's only going to give you the best product possible, and that's all that you're looking for in the end. So make sure you're being sensitive to your artists and their feelings, their emotions. Artists are sensitive creatures. Now, the third tip is to be open. Make sure you're being open and you're being available and you're not putting up some sort of a block or like having, distance from yourself and the artist, like physically and emotionally. I think that it's really important for artists to feel comfortable and feel like they can let their guard down. And again, I'm giving you guys from a vocalist perspective. So I want producers out there to kind of see this from the visceral point of my eyes and what I've experienced in different situations working with professionals who are either Grammy Award winning or just, people who are working at building up their craft and people who are just getting started. Also people who are seasoned in the industry and just all different types of people. So make sure you're being open. And the next thing is to make sure that you are being supportive. You have to support your artists, guys. Like I said, we're sensitive creatures. Make sure that you're there for us and that, if we need anything, you're there to help talk us through it. And I'm not talking about, just emotionally. Because it's like, yeah, you do kind of have to work as a psychologist in a way. And it's like, look, if you want to get the best product possible, you're going to do it, you're going to build that bond, and that's going to give you an inevitable chemistry. So be supportive. One example is Quincy Jones. In his book, he's got an excerpt, okay, about when Tamia came in to record. And Tamia, she loved Quincy Jones, right? She was extremely, extremely nervous when he was there in the room while she was recording, and she wasn't getting her best takes that she knew that she could get, and also that the producer and engineer knew that she could get. So Quincy was so intuitive and so hypersensitive and supportive and caring and all these things we're talking about that he knew he needed to leave in order for her to be able to perform her best. So it's not just about the engineering part of it or the directive part about it. It's also about, hey, this is what needs to happen in this situation for the artist to get to this level. So maybe it's going to be like a coffee break. Maybe it's going to be just, talking for a few minutes before you get started and getting to know each other if it's your first session. Humanize it and normalize it. Anything and everything that you can do to make the chemistry better in the room is going to only benefit the final product in the end. Okay, so make sure that you're being supportive. And the last thing is be fun. Oh my God, I love to have so much fun in the studio. We get wild in the studio. We talk smack. We make jokes. We love what we do. We're like, oh, that sounds dope. And we encourage each other. That's what it's all about. If you're not loving what you're doing, maybe, the environment's not right, the energy's not right, you don't feel comfortable. Maybe there's some extra people in the studio that weren't supposed to be there that kind of came in. But that's a whole other story. If you're paying for your sessions, then like, hey, the only people that should be in there are the people that you want in there. But it's a thing. So let's just really quickly review. So Joseph. So C is compassion. Have compassion for your artists. H is be hypersensitive to their needs. O is be open. And S is be supportive, and F is be fun. All right, my producers out there. So, and it's funny, because coming from, I've always been a person who loved to create and write songs and sing. So that was the initial, like where I came from when I started creating music and becoming a creator. But I realized that I am a producer too. as my journey continued and as I started producing music myself. So I'm coming to you from both standpoints, guys, and I understand what it's like on both ends. And I also want to do a video about how singers can be supportive to producers, right? Because you producers are going out of your way to make this the best session ever. Oh my gosh, what else can we do to make this over the top great? How can I pull out the artist's best takes, most confident vocal lines, confident delivery, consistent energy? What can I do as a producer to make that happen? So I'm here to share with you guys all of my experiences, and hopefully it will help you in a unique way to see things from a different perspective. So I'll definitely get into that next time, but this is a really, really great topic. I think it should be talked about. You know, in school on the first day in audio school, what they told us was that communication is like number one for a producer. And that's directly from the mouth of Dave Isaacs, who is a Grammy Award winning producer. He's worked with a ton of people in the industry. You can look him up, Dave Isaacs. He's a fantastic mixing engineer and producer. So communication, but I mean, that's common sense too, right guys? So definitely communicate with your artists all the time. Be open, be approachable. Joseph, have you been practicing Joseph in the studio with your etiquette? Have you been doing that? No? Oh my gosh. Well, you need to do that because the Chameleon says so. From singing in a number of different styles, whether I'm going to an operatic session or I'm singing in Nordic, Viking, Scandinavian vocals, I'm singing in Spanish, I'm singing in pop, I'm singing in Italian, whatever it is, the communication and the relationship is always going to be an important thing. Chemistry, setting the environment, setting the tone is really important. And just, it sounds simple, but just be kind, you know? Be kind. Everybody says check your ego at the door, but no, really, like, check your ego at the door. And it's also interesting, and I'm really excited to see what your guys' comments say, because I know that environments are always going to be totally different. You know, it's like, are you collaborating with somebody right now? Or are you being paid to produce for an artist? Because then that brings all of these different, you know, caveats to the situation, and different energies and different feelings and emotions from both sides. Because, you know, I know stories of people who were working for big name artists and doing these sessions, and they really didn't want to do it. They didn't like the style of music that it was. It's like a humongous star, but they just weren't into it. So how do you get through that, right? Because producers have emotions too. And not only that, how do you like mesh with the artist when maybe you have absolutely nothing in common with them? Well, I'm sure you can find some things in common with them. So humanize it, normalize it. Hope you guys have great sessions out there. If you have any comments, leave them in the box below. Hit me up and follow me on social media at Queen Chameleon Vocalist, also at Queen Chameleon Sounds. I'm constantly releasing vocal sample libraries on there of all different themes and genres. So make sure that you check that out. And then also I've got a podcast called Chameleon Cuts, which is on this YouTube channel, where essentially I'm interviewing professionals of all types who I've worked with, who are my colleagues, or just people who I know through the industry who I was fortunate enough to meet, and they share their experiences with me, and I ask them all types of questions to give you guys the best, most current information that I can. And you want to check that out. It's some great stuff. So thanks for tuning in to my podcast, and I hope to see you soon. Keep chameleoning and rock all your shades. Peace.